Blind spot camera mirror, so signal to the right, and the right part of the instrument cluster turns into a camera feed. Signal to the left, and the left part of the instrument cluster turns into a camera feed. This is a handy feature. This is not a feature that you see too often in this segment. I'm Justin Pritchard for Driving.ca. This is the Genesis GV80, and in this video, 3 important tests from the highways and backroads of Northern Ontario that I hope will give you some perspective on how this machine works in real life if you're not driving it in California, Toronto, or Vancouver. Let's get you up to speed on what this machine is, why you may or may not want one, and then we'll look at 3 specific tests you probably won't see in other reviews. Alright, so the Genesis GV80, the largest of 2 crossover SUV models the Korean luxury manufacturer will currently sell you. This machine comes highly rated by a panel of Canadian automotive journalists like yours truly, all-in pricing from the mid-60s, and that's delivered to your door, jockeyed around for you when it's time for servicing, and there's absolutely no need to step foot in a dealership for at least 3 years when you buy a Genesis. The standard engine is a 2.5-liter 300 horsepower turbo 4-cylinder, but my loaded to the nines tester, a Prestige all-wheel drive, runs a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 for 375 horses. Ownership of a fully loaded demonstrator like mine will relieve you of a cool $85,000, and that's with every possible option. So for just a few bucks more than a base model BMW X5 with no added options, my tester gives you a fully loaded package with everything and then some. And since Genesis is a new brand seeking to make a name for itself, you can bet that is not a coincidence. Wipers that are referenced here in the central instrument display, and of the lights over on this side. Drive mode and terrain mode selector, of course, and we have 3 different drive modes and an additional mode here that we can customize. So that's actually 2 pieces of glass stuck together instead of one single pane of glass. That helps make for a quieter drive. Soft closed doors, so if you don't want to disturb anyone by slamming your doors, maybe you've come home late, don't want to make any noise, you just kind of touch them there. And you can see that they cinch themselves shut there, front and back. Do the same thing. You can see the door actually closing itself without making a peep. Tailgate release button actually handy right here on the bottom of this rear wiper. Just push that to open. Power folding rear seats. If we want these to come up, we would just push the button there. Up they go. Seat controls right here on the passenger seat that the driver can use to control it. So if you've got a larger passenger coming in, you can reach over just like this, put the seat back. Maybe your passenger's fallen asleep, you want to recline the seat for them so they can doze off. Shifter dial, so just rotate for drive, push for park. Central touchpad controller for the screen up here. So it doesn't really show up on camera, but this instrument cluster actually has some depth to it. It's very 3-dimensional looking. The camera won't pick it up at all, but when you're sitting behind it, what it looks like is actually several transparent layers with these displays embedded inside of them, sort of floating over each other. And it is a really cool looking display. After 1,800 kilometers of testing and shooting, I would tell you that this is a beautifully executed machine, I think, on looks, inside and out, first and foremost. The GV80 just pops off the screen, doesn't it? Stop for the super detailed 22-inch wheels down below, stay for some of that gorgeous green paint. And, well, once you hop on board, it continues to impress. The cabin is rich, nicely finished, as detailed as can be, and the designers missed few opportunities to apply lustrous metal trim and texture galore. There's even quilted leather on the door panels and the inboard center console surface. So the 3 important tests, and with these what I want to show you is how the GV80 performs in a few specific situations that have become important to me after 16 years of test driving luxury SUVs like this in Northern Ontario. And we're going to start with the suspension and the ride comfort and see how this thing performs on really rough surfaces. My tester is a top-line unit rolling on 22-inch wheels with thin, sporty tire sidewalls, and that can be a recipe for ride quality disaster on a lot of our roads. And that's even if the vehicle in question comes with a high-tech suspension system like the GV80 I'm showing you here. Its shock absorbers are alive and intelligent, computer-controlled at the direction of a sensor network that constantly monitors body motion, turns that information into a series of electrical signals, and feeds those to the suspension to trigger millisecond changes to damping force as you move. The suspension, therefore, fights the motions of the vehicle body, helping stabilize the drive and smooth things out dramatically for those on board. This results in a major improvement to highway ride comfort, and while it doesn't guarantee a smooth ride on rough backroad surfaces, I'm happy to tell you that this setup does give you above average rough road ride quality, and I was pleasantly surprised with comfort levels in this setting. That's especially given the enormous wheels, which usually cause ride comfort to degrade more than what I noticed here. Noise levels are nicely hushed, and it takes a much rougher surface than I was expecting to cause ride comfort to degrade. Some SUVs have a downright hard, stiff, and noisy ride on roads like this. The GV80's ride stands up well to the abuse. Thank the fine-tuning of the suspension, the high-tensile steel body structure, and I figure some help from those adaptive shocks. Though you'll notice these most when they're giving you a hovercraft-like highway ride, they are also effective at minimizing unwanted body motions on uneven backroad and off-road surfaces. Here's some footage from a dramatic mogul testing exercise to help you visualize the adaptive suspension in action. Watch closely, and you'll see how it's fighting the GV80's body to try and minimize excessive bouncing and to improve control and ride comfort, and it does work really well even in this dramatic situation. The end result is more consistent comfort more of the time, so on backroads ride quality, this is surprisingly pretty good. Alright, it's almost dark, so let's take a look at the lighting system. So immediately after dark, we pick up a couple of the attributes that I find to be really important with a high-performing lighting system. None of this is a surprise for the price, but let me show you what I'm liking about what I see. The first thing in this situation, dark road up ahead. All right, so high beams on here. Look at the distance that we're engaging those reflective surfaces up around the corner. And that's impressive to me. It's not surprising for the price. But that's one of the benefits of a high-performing lighting system like this. If I can see those reflective surfaces that far away, I can also see the shadow of an animal crossing in front of them that far away too. And even an extra second of early warning in that situation can make the difference between avoiding an impact or not. In solid peripheral illumination, really appreciating how the beam pattern is nicely controlled. I don't have a lot of light where I don't need it. I have plenty of light where I do. I especially have plenty of light off to the sides. I do think you'll be impressed with this the first time you're taking it for a highway drive after dark. Also, good control over the beam pattern here. You'll notice there's a fairly clean cutoff where the light just stops up ahead of the car, meaning that you've got lots of light where you need it and none of it where you don't. Makes it easier to focus on what's important and makes life a little easier for your eyes after dark. Really, really good job on this peripheral illumination. Not only have I got a fairly good reach of light into the tree lines and culverts next to the road, there's a fairly good amount of it too, and that is always a good thing for early warning of wildlife that might be crossing up the highway. So really a solid collection of attributes that you would expect from a lighting system at this price point, and ultimately, I think, a lighting system that you could take a lot of confidence from in this sort of driving situation. And finally, the highway cruising test, or the long distance travel test, if you like. Like a lot of Northern Ontario's drivers, I spend a lot of time on open highways traveling to areas further south. Specifically, at least 8 hours per week spent on scenic highways 69 and 400, and even the awful 401 in every vehicle I show you. From that experience, a few things stand out here, comfort and noise levels being key among them. The GV80 floats along, has a commanding driving position, is hushed nicely even at higher speeds, and sets you up with a comfortable and quiet and relaxing place to take in the drive. The mighty Lexicon stereo system is brilliant, though turned off. You get a hushed ride that makes it easy to relax and decompress at the wheel. Advanced safety systems and associated infographics make it easy to gather quality information about your surroundings, which adds further confidence, reduces stress levels, and again contributes to the sort of driver well-being you expect after hours at the wheel of something with an $85,000 sticker price. So whether you want to blast your favorite tunes, sit in peace and quiet, or have a conversation or phone call without any need to raise your voice, the GV80 makes a fantastic place to do it. So all of that to say, I guess, if you're considering one of these, I think you'll find it delivers the sort of driving experience you're after for your dollars, whether day or night, highway or backroads. Thank you for watching. My name is Justin Pritchard for Driving.ca. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you never miss a new upload. And until next time, take care and drive safe.